Jackie, go now. Let me hear a word. Let me hear a word. Hi, beautiful people. Shush. Hi, beautiful. Beautiful people, it's your baby girl Caroline.O.J. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much. So for the newbies, my name is Caroline.O.J. Daniel. I'm a YouTuber based in the UK. So from the title of this video, you already know what we want to talk about, and it's about my postpartum experience. I've seen lots of YouTube videos because when I was pregnant, I watched videos, but then I was careful because you don't want to be watching other people's bad experiences and then you would have this feeling or this fear that it might happen to you. Well, it might. You never can tell because you don't know what you are in for until you get to the labor room or the theater, whichever one applies to you. So, but relax. Don't let me scare you. So, I'll be talking about my postpartum experience, what I went through. And not only me, what my husband and I, what we went through, but it was more on me because, you know, as the woman, you just delivered and then you are going through this again. It's like a plus for you. So, without wasting much of your time, because I really don't want this video to be, I can't even make it long because of this madam right here. She has been really naughty this afternoon. And she doesn't cry, but I don't know. For some reasons, she has just decided to be crying and then I had to carry her. So yeah, my baby she's doing well by the grace of God. So you guys, postpartum is a big deal. It's a big deal. So when I gave birth, I was really strong. Like, no, I give it to myself. I give the accolades to myself. Mama, don't start. I was really strong. Like my husband will say, you are a strong woman. And yes, I am. I did not know that something else is waiting for me. Honestly. I got home. I got home the next day I delivered. And it was just my husband and I. You know, I woke up one night. Hi, baby girl. Mwah. I woke up one night, you guys, and I was staring at my baby and I was like, did she just come out of me? That was the beginning of my depression. That was the beginning. Sometimes my husband would come and carry her away from me so that I could sleep at night. We were rotating this thing. My husband will not sleep sometimes 2 a.m. till 5 a.m. and by the time I am up, he brings her back, she sucks, and then we don't sleep. We start our own shift and then he sleeps during the day. His 3 weeks leave was as good as he was still going to work, honestly. And the bad part is it has affected my husband to the extent that he sleeps and wakes up now. He does not sleep deeply anymore. So if you have not given birth, if you are newly married, just know that your sleep will be taken away from you the moment you give birth. So many things are going to change. But number one thing is your sleep will, in fact, it is going to disappear. Normally, me, I sleep like a baby goat. I sleep anyhow. But since I've given birth, since I have had my child, in fact, God is good. You know that instinct, you will just have it at the back of your mind. Like your brain is already set like an alarm. If she just tries to turn, you will wake up. I don't know how God did it. You are going to wake up. Let alone when she starts screaming and crying. So anyway, when I got home, I started staring at my child and I was like, did I just give birth to her? Like, did she come out of me? I was questioning myself inside, right? But the bad thing I did that I did not know, I should have spoken to my husband about it, but I just felt like, that thought was just coming. Did you just give birth to her? What's going on? Even when people were congratulating me, because when I posted that I gave birth on WhatsApp, a lot of people congratulated me. I could not reply, not because, although I had network issues at the hospital, so I could not really reply, but then it was now dawning on me, like, people are actually congratulating me because I just gave birth. Guys, that is not normal. That is the beginning of postpartum depression, because you're expected to be happy. I was not happy. I was just saying, congratulations, Carol. Congratulations, Caroline. Oh, congratulations. Somebody even said, so you have been pregnant. It was that question that the question just kept ringing in my head. So I've actually been pregnant and then I gave birth. How? Honestly, I could not reply those messages immediately because I was still processing it in my head. So when I got home, I was staring at her. Then the next time, I started crying for no reason. I started crying for no reason. I would cry for days. The funny thing is my husband did not know. And that's because I would lock myself up in the bathroom. I would sit on the floor and I would start crying. I started telling God that, God, I am not trying to be ungrateful, but I don't know what's going on with me. The only person I was remembering was God. I was just talking to him. I was confused. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my husband. I didn't tell anybody. I was just battling with it. And then the fact that it was almost time for my husband to resume back to work made everything worse. I was like, when my husband is even at home, I am crying. If this man resumes work, how am I going to cope? Anytime she's crying, I'm scared of carrying her. Anytime she's crying, I am asking myself, what do you want? Can't you talk? It is so hard. It was so hard. I won't lie. It was so hard. I wish I had made videos that period. But because that period was a vulnerable time for me, and I cannot even remember to carry my phone and be recording. Kudos to women that have videos like that on their YouTube page. Kudos to you. Honestly, I wish I did that. So, I'm not scaring any pregnant woman and I'm not scaring any TTC mom. No, I'm just sharing my experience. Some women are really strong and they go through this phase alone and they, get over it. So, how did I get over my postpartum depression? That was just my own phase. I cried for about few days. That was like 4 to 5 days in total. Yes, not like I was crying every day, but today I might cry and then in 3 days time I might cry, so I just joined everything together. So I cried in a total of 4 to 5 days and my baby could not latch properly. The good thing about this country is you will definitely have helpers. When I mean helpers, medical practitioners, like health visitors. They will come to you. They will come to your house. The very day I got home, I think the next day, it was not the next day. Yes, the next day, the health visitor came to visit. She checked the baby. They weighed her. They asked me different questions. They gave me flyers of community of women that just gave birth. Out just to make you happy. They did all of that just to make you happy. But then it wasn't working for me. And I was scared of opening up to my health visitor that I'm crying, blah, 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 and all of that. I don't know what they will say and all of that. So I just kept it to myself. Not until when my health visitor mentioned that if you cry for no reason, it is normal. When she said it, I was like, sorry, you mean it is normal? She said, yes, it is normal. That the whole phase I went through, pregnant, giving birth, is not an easy thing. So different hormones are rushing down in my body. Everybody is trying to get their position back and all of that. So it is normal for me to cry. But then if the crying is getting too much, if you are crying too much, don't hesitate. Call me, because that is a sign of postpartum depression. I cried for 4 to 5 days, and I told myself if these tears should continue, then I have to call them. So the one time my husband caught me was when I was in the bathroom? I was in the room rather. Yes, on my bed. He carried her. He already carried her, and I was crying in the room, and he didn't know. So he wanted to bring her back for feeding, and then he met me crying. My husband was tired, He was tired on his own. The sleepless nights. And then meeting me crying, he was frustrated. I know. My husband was frustrated. I could read it in his eyes. But, he didn't want to scream at me and say, get hold of yourself, woman. He just had to say, why are you crying? This is your baby. Stop crying. Stop crying. That was what he was saying. And I was just like, okay, I think this is the end. But that was the beginning. Or should I say, no, that wasn't the beginning actually. I was already coming off it, yeah. Right. So the last time I cried, I can never forget. The last day I cried. So I'd not gone out in days since I gave birth to her. So I just told my husband, I want to nip out and get something nearby. I lied. I was going to cry. I got outside. I was close to the mall, the shopping mall, and tears just started rolling down. It just started coming out. I planned on crying, quite alright. But then when I got to a point outside, the fresh air, everything was just blowing in my head. And I was like, oh, let me just get this thing off. By the time the moment I was almost at the mall, tears just started rolling down. And then I started remembering everything I went through during pregnancy, everything I went through during delivery, what I went through when I got back, what I was going to go through when my husband's resumed. Good. That one was the height. I just started crying. I called my mom. She was scared when she saw tears running down from my eyes. She was like, what's going on? Where is my baby? Why are you crying? Shanu me. What's going on? What happened? Why are you crying? She was scared. And I had to tell her that I don't know why I'm crying. I started crying again. And then she pets me. She said I shouldn't worry. Blah, blah, blah. But my mommy was not saying something. She was not just saying things I wanted to hear. Don't pet me. I don't know. It was just like I wanted to hear something different. Don't tell me sorry. I'm tired of hearing sorry. My mom will tell me sorry when I'm inside. You two are telling me sorry. I don't want to hear sorry. I don't know what I wanted to hear, but I just knew that this thing is not soothing me. And I just told her that I would call her back. Then I remembered a friend of mine. She gave birth when we were leaving Nigeria. My very good friend. She's not my friend anymore. She's my sister. Yes. So I called my sister and she did not even let me land. She said, Caro, in her words, Caro, Shogbadun. Shogbadun means, are you okay? You don't your mom is not there. Your mother-in-law is not there. You just have yourself and your husband. And there is limits to what your husband can do. You gave birth to this girl. This girl needs you now, more than ever. I need you to brace up. Guys, it was that was what I wanted to hear. And then I just summoned courage. I cleaned up my tears and I went into the mall because I knew that I cannot cry inside that mall. And I just went inside and I started picking things I wanted to buy. And she was still talking to me on the phone. She was like, stop it. I have been through this, but at the end I saw that it wasn't helping me. Stop it. Your baby needs you more than ever. She needs you now. I know that postpartum depression is real, but please don't let it get to that level where they will start treating you or you will need medication. This girl spoke sense into my head. No. And I knew that this was what I wanted to hear. And right there, guys, I don't know. My own postpartum depression ended right there in the mall. And I just started asking her questions. How did you do it? How did you... She said she said there's no manual to this thing. You just have to brace up. She said even when she had a mom close to her and her mother-in-law close to her, even when the baby is crying, they will bring the baby back to you to feed, you know. And sometimes you just want to carry your baby. Sometimes your baby wants your warmth. That's the moment the baby wants your warmth. That's the moment the baby wants your scent. So what is wrong with you? She said when her mom and her mother-in-law, when they were around, that it was just like they were not around, because when the baby cries, they bring the baby back to you. When the baby is with you and the baby is pooing or something, you will clean it. Are you going to call your mother-in-law to come and clean? Mommy, what's yagbe wa ba mi nu? Although she's going to do it, but then Yoruba culture, like, it is only when the baby is with them, okay, and the baby poos, they clean up, they help you cook and all of that. They had to brace up and talk to herself, like, if this woman leaves, how am I going to cope? Let me start doing it when she's here, so that when she leaves, I will be fine. I will not miss her too much. That was what she told me, that even when she had her own mother-in-law and her mom with her. So she said it's the same thing, and the same thing applies to me, that I should stop crying. I should brace up. I should carry my baby. Even when I feel like crying, I should carry her and be crying. I should see why I am crying, because she's actually the main reason I am crying. And it should be tears of joy, not crying because you are tired of everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I really need to stop this video right here, because I'm already feeling very emotional. I'm remembering the past and all of that. It is not easy, guys. It is not easy. So don't let any man tell you what are you bringing to the table. If they tell you what are you bringing to the table, please and please let them know that you are bringing your womb, your fallopian tube, and your ovaries. You are bringing it to the table. Okay, please don't. All right. So after all of that phase of crying, I started, and then my husband resumed work. Everything started aligning. And when I mean aligning, like, I was getting hold of myself. I was feeding my baby well. She started latching very well. Because when you just give birth, there is always a time where your nipple will be sore. You know, your body is new to this thing, so you might not really have, your body might react. Yeah, let me just say it that way. Your body will definitely react, especially the breast. So mine went on for a few days. I had to buy nipple cream. Anytime my baby is sucking, I will be shouting. Like, I'll have to hold my husband if he's around. Like, the pain was really high. Or I'll be holding the chair, because any slight movement, or if I scream and she hears, she will cry as a baby. So I had to, like, transfer my pain and aggression to something near me. Like, I would grip it and hold the pain. She would keep sucking, and it was so painful. I tried, my midwife tried for me, my health visitor, they all tried. They taught me how to carry her, you know, how to position the nipples in her mouth and everything. But trust me, with time, everything became normal. Everything is going to change when you have a baby. Definitely. Your lifestyle will change. Your routine is going to change. You cannot do anything without your baby. Anything. Because everything you do has to be because of your baby. Yes, I'm saying it. Before, when you go out, you just, you know, wear something and then you're out. But when you have a baby, when you want to go out, especially if you are in a temperate region like this, you have to carry a coat. You have to, you know, wear something warm for her. You have to carry, if you're carrying your pram, you have to take your nappies, take her nappies, her wipes, a lot of things, her clothes, changing clothes. So anytime I go out now, a day before, I will just prepare. I cannot even remember anything, and I'll forget a lot of things. if I try to arrange stuff when we are going out, exactly when we are going out. No, I don't do that anymore. So I arrange all of my stuff a day before. So trust me, your life will change drastically. There's nothing you can do about it. If you are pregnant and you're watching this video, if you're expectant, if you are a TTC mom and you're watching this video, if you are single, you're watching this video, your life is going to change. Trust me. But then, it's always for the better, for good, you know. I heard women go into the labor room and they don't come back anymore. It's so sad. Recently, I heard a story where a woman that has been married for 7 years to her husband, not married for 7 years, they've been together for 7 years. I don't know how long they've been married for, but in total they've been together for 7 years, and they got to the UK I think 2 years ago. She graduated last year, heavily pregnant. She gave birth this year and she passed away here in the UK. So why will a man ask you, what are you bringing to the table? You are bringing your life to the table. The fact that you are going to bear a child for him is enough. You are going into that labor room, you are not sure if you are going to come back. It is just by his mercies you go in and you come out alive. And a man will treat you like trash. A man he would think he is in his right senses and raise his hands on you, beat you, ask you what you are bringing to the table. No, women, don't settle for less. Do not settle for less, because this thing called childbirth is not an easy thing. It is not an easy thing. Women have lost their lives when it comes to childbearing. Some don't even get to the labor room before they die. But I know God does not leave his children. He doesn't leave his children. If you are there watching this video, you're pregnant, you're a TTC mom, don't worry, God will answer you. If you are pregnant, you will deliver safely. I am not here to scare you. I am just sharing my own experience. Right. So I think we have come to the end of this video because my baby has slept. My jogma has slept. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you've watched from the beginning till this point, thank you. So I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Okay, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.